Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing the latest in a long line of Patek Philippe Calatrava Pilot travel time models. This is the 5524G-001. The original Calatrava Pilot came out in 2015. In 2018, we got a 37.5 millimeter version of it. Initially billed as a ladies' watch, it was eventually billed as a mid-size all-arounder due to its popularity with men. In 2020, for the 2021 model year, we got the watch you see right here, which is the 7234G-001, the white gold mid-size Calatrava Pilot. The watch is 37.5 millimeters in diameter, 11 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, 45.7 millimeters, with an 18 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Frankly, this is the one that I would wear. Technically speaking, it is a superb watch. Ergonomically speaking, that's plenty of size for a man's wrist. My wrist is 16 centimeters circumference. Some people might prefer the 42 millimeter original, but it borders on too large with its bulk. Whereas for me, this would be my first choice, probably my first and only choice. You can see in profile, it is flat enough to fit underneath the cuff, and it's short across the wrist, meaning this watch, true to its original billing, could be worn by a woman, and I believe a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference would have no trouble wearing it that way. The strap is aviator style, so we've got calf skin in light brown with a lot of bolstering to give it volume, thick cut with sheer cut sides showing the layers of leather. We have a contrasting stitch, and we have a cross-hatching stitch, again very aviator-like. We have the clevis style buckle, first introduced on the 5524 back in 2015. This is specific to the Calatrava Pilot models. Rolling back to the case, you can see fairly simple integrated lugs, so it is a Calatrava after all. And of high polish, the lugs are rounded on their ends. We have the Calatrava cross, the symbol of the brand, on the crown. We have a bezel that's inset somewhat from the case band to visually thin this all out. It then has a vertical face, a conical profile, and a very, very narrow vertical facet abutting the sapphire, which you can see is cambered and boxed. We have these two quarter-turn locking time adjustment crowns. One adjusts the local time forward, the other adjusts the local time backwards, and you can actually turn them and lock them, just like this. One quarter turn locks, so you can't accidentally change the time. One quarter turn unlocks. It's a very smart system and very easy to use. Rolling around to the dial, you can see that it has that lovely satinated sandpaper-like grané or granular finish that we first saw on the 5524, so it's a lovely grained matte blue. We have white gold applied Arabic numerals. We have blued broadsword style hands, or the cathedral broadsword style hands at center. We'll do a loom shot. There is no shortage of loom here. This is a pretty sporty Calatrava. Not only well loomed and automatic, but also water resistant to 60 meters. 30 is the standard for this series. And all three hands loomed, including the seconds hand. Now we've got that travel time function, and both of the hour hands move at the same 12-hour speed, which means if you want to clean up the dial and you want to make that second time zone disappear, you can easily do so just by superimposing them. Patek does something most manufacturers of travel time watches do not do, which is to give you an AM, PM indicator for the place where you are and the place where you are not. There's also a radial date down at 6 o'clock. It looks like a seconds hand. A lot of people make that mistake, even though it's obviously center seconds. There's a little pusher adjuster there if you want to adjust the date independently. Now, you may have noticed just a moment ago that this watch, unlike the original 5524, or for that matter, the original 7234, this does feature hacking seconds, as the movement base is now the modern 26-330 caliber. So let's say we want to flip it all over and take a look at the movement. Well, the fact is, we've got it. The movement here is effectively based on the old 324, but it is a new caliber, and that's easiest to see if you look at the reduction wheel and the train adjacent to the winding system. That's where it really shows its stripes as a different movement. But it has a lot of what we liked about the original 324. Unidirectional automatic winding with ceramic bearings, 4 Hz beat rate, guaranteed not to run worse than -3 + 2 seconds a day, free-sprung gyromax style balance, 6 position adjustment. We have a 4 Hz beat rate, The anti-magnetic silicon Spiromax hairspring, making this a surprisingly tough dress watch movement. You can see it pivots on 29 jewels, mirror beveling on the edge of the bridges, engine turning on the center of the rotor, as well as the base plate. You can see that we also have beveling in the jewel and screw sinks. The screw heads are black polished with chamfered slots in circumference. The barrel is solarized. We have circular stripes on the rotor. We have linear stripes on the bridges. And then some elements, like the locating pins used to help locate the balance cock. You can see how those 3 pins help locate it on the base plate. Well, those pin heads have been black polished, which is deeply impressive type stuff. And again, 45-hour power reserve now with the hacking seconds function. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this white gold mid-size Patek Philippe Calatrava Pilot travel time.